For more on the Clinton campaign strategy, I'm joined by Sean Pittman, Democratic strategist and host of the political talk show The Usual Suspects, and veteran journalist Eleanor Clift is back with us, now the Washington correspondent for the Daily Beast. Good to have you both again. Sean, let me begin with you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you. Clinton is spending the most money in Ohio, Florida, and North Carolina. Trump is not even on the airwaves yet in those states. How important is this head start for the Clinton campaign? How much advantage is it going to give her, you think?
Well, I think it's very important for her as she pivots to the general election. I mean, she's running against a guy who, in the last 5 states he's gone to, hasn't had any governors to support his candidacy. So it is important for her to go to her strongholds and to make sure that they know she's ready to put up a fight. I think her next steps needs to be just the opposite of his. Those governors and those states that she goes to now need to show up and need to show solidarity and support for her.
And Eleanor, we were talking about Elizabeth Warren. She's obviously become a very prominent critic of Donald Trump in the past couple of weeks, raising her profile, meeting with Senator Clinton. How do you see Elizabeth Warren's role playing out in the weeks before the convention?
Well, she's doing everything to audition for the vice presidency, but I'm a skeptic when it comes to thinking that she's going to be on the ticket. But she clearly has a role in energizing the progressives in the party, to letting them know that Hillary Clinton passes muster with her. I think there's a bit of a rivalry between Warren and Bernie Sanders. The Sanders campaign actually grew out of the 99% movement, and their first choice to carry that banner was Elizabeth Warren. Run, Elizabeth, run. And when she declined, Sanders stepped into that void. Nobody took him seriously at first. He did better than anybody expected, and now to win his support and to win the support of the people who back him is really an essential if Clinton is going to unite the party.
Yeah, and Sean, he's certainly done a lot more than what anyone could have imagined, at least at this stage. But how much can Bernie Sanders realistically gain from these policy talks with Clinton? How much is he going to be able to impact the policy platform of the Democratic Party?
Listen, he really needs to let that go. I mean, what he needs to do right now is show Hillary Clinton that he has a strategy for moving his supporters to her and to the Democratic Party. I mean, the last thing he wants to do is be known for and as the person who made Hillary Clinton lose and the Democrats lose the White House. He's got to be very, very careful of that, though he does need to be strategic. I think right now he needs to be showing her as much support as he possibly can, pulling in all those markers that have been supporting him from the beginning, and he needs to hand them over handily to Hillary Clinton. And you know what? Nobody's listening to the policies right now. The platform committee will meet in a small room, and the convention it won't matter with the convention. But it does matter if he wants to maintain this power and control and momentum as it goes into the future.
And Eleanor, very quickly, as we mentioned, she's obviously stepped up her ad buys in a lot of these states, but at the same time, Hillary Clinton is still having some unfavorable numbers among voters. Will these ads help Clinton's favorability, or unfavorable, so to speak?
Well, some of the ads are designed simply to boost her. They're not all attack ads going after Donald Trump. You know, when her husband was nominated in 1992, he went into the convention with some pretty weak numbers in terms of favorability also.
Right.
And they did a film at the convention sort of introducing the man from Hope, Arkansas. And so I think, the convention will be a way to sort of reintroduce her to the American people. And so I think she can help those numbers somewhat. When she was Secretary of State, her approval was like 66%. So she's been a political target ever since. So I think she could recover some of those numbers, but she's never going to go into this, as the most beloved candidate of modern times. Far from it.
And we'll see if history repeats itself as it did with her with her husband, President Bill Clinton. All right, Democratic strategist Sean Pittman and the Daily Beast Eleanor Clift, thank you both for joining us.
Thank you
for having us. Thank you.
Coming up.